Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Hope you're doing well. Okay, just before we get started, as usual, a little bit of housekeeping. The Wednesday videos that I'm putting up, the Hump Day Helper, that wasn't meant to be a psychic reading for people. However, I was leaving it up to the universe to choose the card for us to talk about for the week. Now, as a result of the videos, I've been 50-50 about whether to continue doing them. I don't know if they're helping or if they're a waste of time. Then again, nothing you really put your heart into is a waste of time. But this week, when I was really contemplating it, I got a lot of feedback, ironically. And not just from people that had watched the video, but from clients and friends and family that were going through a similar situation as to what we were talking about on Wednesday. And to me, it was kind of like, no, this is a sign to keep doing this. The subject just kept coming up about perspective and are you a half full kind of person or a half empty kind of person? So I am going to continue doing that. There's a reason that the cards are coming out as they are coming out, so I'm going to continue doing Wednesday's Hump Day Helper. And the reason why I'm doing it on Wednesday is the shittest part of the week. It's like the hump day, so it might be helpful to watch. If you haven't watched them, you can go onto YouTube and look up those videos. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Now, the other thing is I've been alluding to the fact that I want to do art therapy. Introduce everybody to that, get into arts and crafts as a means to take your mind off anxiety, stress, depression, all of that. I've had a really good response to that. There are even people out there, multiple people have told me they've already gone and started buying stuff. So my idea right now is to have a video up next Friday night. And the reason why I'm doing it on Friday night is bit of entertainment, bit of hopefully there's an entertainment value there. But if it is something that you want to try, or if it gets some energy flowing where you want to get out and do something, if you watch it on Friday night, it gives you the weekend to go shopping and grab some stuff. Now, I'm doing it all very easy and simple for beginners, and cost effective. So most of the stuff I bought from Kmart, which we all know is a great place to shop these days. Okay, so the final thing is I did this. Now, I'll put a video thing up there. I bought it from Kmart. It's a canvas that was like an adult coloring in thing. My intention was to record myself doing this project, and then do a time-lapse video where I speed it all up, because sometimes those are fun to watch. Like they just your mind just and you watch the whole thing come to completion. Again, the first hour recorded and the rest got corrupted. I need to get a new card reader because I think that's what the problem is. So that's a bit sucky, but it's not time wasted because it really allowed me to switch off and just go with the flow and not think. Is it my finest piece of work? No. Do I particularly like it? No. I was really strapped by the textures that I had on hand that I also bought from Kmart, kind of limited, and the fact that I was using textures on canvas, like colored pencil wouldn't work, the paint markers wouldn't work, so it was either texture or paint. And considering it was an adult coloring in thing, the paint just would have been a mess. But there's more to come, so I'll put that up there. But I just wanted to show that I actually do practice what I preach. Okay, so without any more kerfuffle, let's get into this week's readings. Okay, so the overall card for you tonight is the separation card, okay? So this is obviously a separation coming. Now, look, we've got to understand, first and foremost, separation is different than an ending, okay? Separation, you can separate yourself from a toxic person or a situation or something like that, but that doesn't mean that automatically it's over and done with. Okay, so this is basically taking a step back in. It's kind of like the first step in bettering this outcome for you, this whole situation around you, is by separating yourself from the situation. Okay, so disengage, stop fighting, stop raging against the machine, so to speak, because you're just beating your head against a brick wall and going around in circles. You actually need to separate yourself from the situation. So yes, look, this could be work, getting a notification that, you know, your contract might be coming to an end, or there's talk of moving you to another department or doing something else. So there is that separation from your current job, but there also is the whole, it's not an ending, it's not happening right this second, but it is going to come to an end. So it's kind of like, well, now that your job's not stable, or your relationship's not stable, your living environment isn't stable, you know enough now to start separating yourself and detaching yourself emotionally in every way from that situation, in order to move forward with your life and move on to a better situation. Okay, so the first card out actually is the Autumn Leaf card. Now the Autumn Leaf card is upside down. The Autumn Leaf card itself talks about endings, and like I said, separation does not mean ending, and that's exactly what this card is saying. It's basically saying that this isn't an ending. Obviously the ending is in sight, the leaves are falling off the tree, but the ending's not here right now. Don't look at it, whatever this separation is, where I feel like most people are choosing to separate from this situation, this person, work, whatever. But at the end of the day, whether it's a good separation, a separation of your choosing or not, don't, well, it's easy for me to say, but don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Don't get emotional about it, because whatever this is, it needs to happen for you to grow. Sometimes we get stuck in our comfort zone, which is comfortable, that's why it's called that, but it also means that we can't grow. Like I unfortunately, I don't have a green thumb, ironically. When it comes to plants, I do tend to kill them, but from what I know, you can't keep a plant in a little pot plant holder forever, because it can't grow. Then you end up hurting it, so you need to go and put it in a bigger pot or plant it or whatever. That's kind of what's going on with you now. You need to get out of, I'm not going to say comfort zone, because not everybody's in a comfort zone. It was a metaphor, but you've got to get out of this situation, whether you like it or not. So it is kind of coming to a head. Now, the next card over is the emotions card. It is upside down. So it is very easy when there's any sort of change for us to get lost in that and get upset and get emotional and go down memory lane and all that. This is saying stay on top of your emotions. There's no need to go down that. There's nothing that, don't ask yourself, what have I done? Why is this happening? It's not one of those big picture sort of situations. This isn't your doing so much as, look, even if you're choosing to separate from a partner, I feel like it's because the partner is toxic and you've tried and tried and tried, and everything that you've done has just been a failure. Like it hasn't worked because the toxic person hasn't changed. In that sense, it's not your fault, even if you are choosing to separate from that situation, because you have genuinely tried. So don't get emotional about it. Don't let emotions creep up. You've already dealt with this 90%. Just keep on moving. Okay. The next card over is the Older Gentleman card, and as you can see, there's a hole in the ground just behind him. He's actually crawled out of that hole. That hole was rock bottom. He's climbed out of that hole. He's learned a lot, and now he's storming off to take the world by the balls. So this is kind of like you. You're not going to hit rock bottom. This isn't going to be like a, oh my god, what am I going to do situation. This is literally, okay, this is the situation, but you know what, I'm just going to accept it for what it is, and I'm going to move forward. So that's the sort of energy you need to have. There's no point crying over spilt milk, because like literally it's already happened. You're just gonna, why would you want to just sit there and cry and be all upset about something when it's not going to change the situation? Accept it and move forward. Okay, so the next card over is the sex and desire card, and it is upside down. So with the desire card, I do feel like that this isn't the perfect outcome for you. And what I mean by that is it's not the outcome you would have chosen. So, like, again, going back to the metaphor of, or the example of our relationship breakup, because the person is toxic. Obviously, it's not a desirable outcome for you, because the best desired outcome for you personally would be for that person to change and grow and realize they're an arsehole and do all of these things. A desired outcome, your work, realizing that you are a valuable employee and do a hell of a lot of the work. So that would be the desired outcome. I don't see that happening, which is part of why there is separation here, okay? But I feel like in the big picture, this is going to be so much better for you. It really is like, okay, you've been working on this, going back to a plant, you've been working on this plant to help it grow. It's dead. And instead of you still trying to revive that plant, it's kind of like, okay, onto something else. And instead of a plant, here's a tree. You know, it is going to be better for you. The next card over is the prosperity card. So, look, this is abundance, meaning a lot of good stuff. Good luck, money, all of this stuff. So if you're leaving one relationship to, not to go to another, but if you're leaving one relationship, there is another relationship coming for you that's going to be so much better. If you're leaving one job, there's going to be something else that's better, more money, closer, easier, better working environment, whatever it is. There is a lot of abundance and positivity coming for you. So another reason not to get hung up on emotions, because it is going to work out really well. Now, the last card for your spread this week is the baby card. So yeah, we can be talking about freshborns, newborns, what else? Babies, but this is more so in this context. It's more talking about a new life, a new beginning, a new relationship, a new job, a new place to live, all of these things. And it's not just that it's new, it's going to be long lasting. It's going to be a good thing. It's a baby. Nurture it, take care of it. You know, you're not supposed to have a baby and then yell and scream at the baby about how bad it is that you've gone from not having children to having children. And by that, I'm saying you don't go into a new job bitching about the last job firing you or whatever, or you don't go into a new relationship with a partner bitching about the old partner, because it shows that you're not over that and there's a lot of baggage there and everything. So you've got to tend to this new beginning as if it is a baby. Nurture it, care for it, love it, and it's going to be the mightiest oak tree there is. Wow, how many analogies can I use in one reading? I hope that helped, guys. If you want a full reading, you can email me at thegreenspsychic@gmail.com. Keep an eye out for the Wednesday video and possibly even the Friday videos. And just know that I'm not changing Sunday nights. Sunday nights are going to be completely this. And just a shout out to those that are subscribing. Thank you very much. The sooner I get to the 1,000 subscriber limit on YouTube or TikTok, then I can actually fully start going live and answering your questions in real time. So keep that in mind, spread the word, and I hope that helped. See you guys. Okay, so the overall card is questions and pathways, okay? So straight off the bat, I'm like, it's quite clear that there are questions here that are being asked and that need to be asked. I feel like people are running around with their head, like chickens with their head chopped off, going, oh shit, what do I do now? Where do I go? What's the next thing? What? Blah, 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 blah. Down that stretch, I feel a lot of, that wasn't just perfect timing, that was legit. I feel a lot of strength, feel a lot of anxiety, a lot of sickness and tightness, and I'm picking up somebody specific here, but there is a lot of bad around this. Look, the first card out is the communication card. So first and foremost, if you are going through one of these what the hell moments that we do go through in life, speak to the people that you respect and care about and look up to, you know, friends, family, even old co-workers, whatever, you know, old bosses, whatever. Because this communication card is, you need to talk about this whole situation and get somebody else's opinion. I feel like that you're in a tailspin right now and can't see clearly, which means you need a fresh pair of eyes on the situation, okay? So it is very important to get that second pair of eyes. Now, I do feel like that somebody is going to give you the answer. There's going to be a sign or something, and you are going to be presented with the best option for you. Something that really is going to allow you to, with an out in this situation. Anthony, I'm in a reading, and let you out of this situation. So it is a good thing. Now the next card over is the children card. Okay, the children card upside down. So look, if you do have young ones around, I feel like that it's not so, look, there might be some illness around, but this is more so the energy might really suck this week, and these kids might just be down and just feeling it very heavy like the rest of us do. So this is kind of giving you a nod to, like, if there are, look, it's not just children, it's the innocent ones around us, the people that, like, you can have a full-grown adult that you look at like a grown child, because, which they are, that's what an adult is, but you know what I'm saying. So just keep an eye out. If there are any kids around you that are feeling a bit down, keep an eye out and maybe boost them up. Now, that aside, this card, the children card, is also the innocence card, and it is upside down. So I feel like that whatever this situation is talking about, you may not be the most innocent in this situation. This could be this whole situation that's going on right now. What do I do now? Where do I go? You know, it could be your own doing. Now, look, I'm not here to judge. Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. And, you know, to say that we've never caused ourselves problems or done something wrong to create a situation would be a heckin' lie. So, look, I do feel like that it's very important that you do put your hand up and own it. Whatever that you may have done wrong in this particular situation, you need to own it. You've got to accept it. You can't go out there stressed out, playing the victim when you're actually not the victim. It doesn't work like that. People pick up on that energy whether they know it or get the full story or not, okay? Now, the next card over is the Older Woman card, and it's upside down. So, the Older Woman card is about reflection, looking at your current situation and how did I get here? What should I do next? That's actually not, this is upside down. It's actually saying there's a lack of that. So, it's kind of like you're running around trying to put the fire out and find a way of escaping the situation, but you haven't actually turned around and taken responsibility for what's going on, and you really haven't looked at how much you are the cause of this problem or you've contributed to this problem. So, look, without being harsh, again, no judgment, sometimes, you know, this could be a situation where you just happen to have used the wrong word with the wrong person. Like today with the genders, calling a person an it or a they, I'm still not there. If you come to me and say, I want to be called an it, then I'll call you an it. But for everybody that doesn't come to me saying that, I'm going to call you a he or a she. You know, yet that's such a big alarm bell these days, which is ridiculous. So that's why I'm saying, like, this could be something that you may have done wrong that you're not aware of. So it is time to reflect, and what did I do? How did I get to this situation? What could I have done differently, changed, maybe shouldn't have done? Sometimes it's, you know, we're tired and we're angry and we let fly and say something we don't mean or shouldn't have said, you know. It's going through and really admitting that, because that's the only way you're getting out of this situation. I actually feel like that there is a lot of guilt around this situation. So the next card over is the Mind, Body and Spirit card. It's the Balance card. So this is saying to me that you're not, you may not be particularly innocent. I can turn the volume off on my phone. You may not be particularly innocent in this situation. This may be your causing. Again, no judgment. We've all been there. But it is really important that you take ownership. And I'm not saying that it has to be outwardly and go and look, all of that good stuff about apologizing if you've hurt somebody and making it right by them, perfect. But that's not exactly what I'm talking about here. This is take ownership within yourself. You've got to at least be honest with yourself that you stuffed up. And not just, I stuffed up, I did something naughty, but I stuffed up, I did something naughty, and I really shouldn't have done that because I hurt this person, I hurt that person. It's going to affect this, it's going to affect that. As much anxiety as that brings to you, you're going to have to go through this, because this is a way of releasing that guilt and all those connotations that go with whatever this situation is. Sometimes, just like I say to people, sometimes we can't get closure in a situation from a person that we want closure from. So we have to generate that closure ourselves. We have to find that closure one way or another with ourselves. Sometimes with stuff like guilt, sadness, all of this stuff, we have to find a way of granting that to ourselves as well. So that's what this is about, and it leads to mind, body, and spirit. So just turning around and saying, yeah, I stuffed up, and moving on, not going to cut it. You need to actually process what your motivations were and change them for future happiness. If you don't change them, you're going to end up doing the same sort of thing again. Again. Sorry. But yeah, okay, so mind, body, and balance. The next card over is the love. Okay, so this is saying that there is love around you, love, support, all of these good things that are going to be there. So it's kind of that situation that no matter what the situation that has gotten you to this point, there is an element of forgiveness and support around you at all times, okay? But to me, this is actually talking about the love for yourself, the connecting with yourself and being comfortable with yourself. I don't feel like that you're particularly comfortable with yourself at the moment, the anxiety and stress and guilt and all this crap. So once you go through everything that I've just said, you are going to reconnect with yourself and start to calm down. And that's the only way you're going to come across that. If you don't go through these stages of reflection and admission of wrongdoing, then you're going to carry this with you for a long time, and your life's just not going to settle. So good luck with that. The last card is the overseas travel card. Yes, there are some people that are going overseas. There always are. But I actually feel like that this is, you are going to be able to put this situation behind you as long as you follow these steps. You can't just skip 6 of the steps and expect the same outcome, okay? But if you follow this and go through this and you find your balance and your love, you are going to separate yourself. It's like turning over a brand new leaf. You know, we see the movies and TV shows all the time. Somebody commits a crime and then everybody naturally expects them to be a repeat offender, and they actually end up turning their life completely around and being the hero in the situation. This is very possible for the outcome to be this way. So it's very much about your intent in life. And if you have stuffed up, whether it be small or really, really bad, look at, not rehabilitation, redemption. Redeem yourself in any way you can. Do something nice continue to do something nice for people. Volunteer, donate, do all the, be there for the people around you that you may have stuffed over, whether they know it or not. It's kind of that sort of a concept. Really sorry that was a bad and messy one this week for you guys. If you do want a full reading, you can get me at thegreenpsychic@gmail.com, or you can contact me via Facebook. I really hope that helped, guys. Good luck. And yeah, if you need me, you know how to get in contact with me. Okay, guys, last pile. If you chose this one, the overall card is the illusion card, okay? So the illusion card normally represents a situation that may be looking one way, but is actually another way, okay? So a lot of the time, this is kind of like, look, the situation is looking pretty damn bad right now, but it is actually going to turn around. Of course, being a general reading, it's going to be, well, it's going to be like 50-50. Some people are, everything looks great, and the illusion card pops up. It's kind of a warning a lot of the times that, hey, it looks great, but it might just all fall apart. However, I'm feeling that this is mostly the other way around. It's looking dire, but it's going to be better. The next card out is the travel card. So yes, there is obviously travel on the cards for people, but this is also talking about movement forward, okay? This is normally a positive card for moving away from a situation or moving on with your life. Considering that we've got the illusion card for your overall card, it's kind of like saying that's why I'm being drawn to, it's looking like a bad situation, but it's actually going to turn out to be all right. There is that movement. You are going to move past it. You are going to move through it. It's going to be totally fine. But there's also a little bit of a nod there that you might need to take a step back, get some distance from the subject that we're talking about. So yeah, always, if you're stressed out, try and get away for a day or a night, or go stay at a friend's place. Just sometimes a change of scenery can do you the world of good. The next card over is the very best card you can get in my deck of cards. It's the Blessing card. It's the universe shining its love and its light upon you. It's all things good, okay? So again, this is kind of like you're headed in the right direction. Everything, you're going to be moving in the right way. Now, the next card over is the Summer card. Now, part of the Summer card being upside down, I'm not going to say it's negative. It's just with the Summer card, we think of holidays and adventure and excitement and going to the beach and fun times. It being reversed, it's kind of like, it does have a negative connotation to it. However, I'm actually being drawn to the sandcastles on this card, because when it's reversed, it kind of looks like they're sandcastles in the sky, and there's that saying, don't build castles in the sky. So what I'm getting from this is it's nothing bad that you need to worry about, but it's kind of like, because you are moving in the right direction and there's all this good energy around you and good things are happening, enjoy that, but don't get carried away with it. Don't put all your eggs in one basket and just think, okay, I'm on a winner here. This is going to do me till the day I die. I'm going to be a multi-millionaire, or I'm going to marry this person, or this is the job for the rest of my life. Whatever it is, it's okay to be excited and enjoy it. That's part of what I always say. Enjoy success when it happens and the good things when they happen. But the warning here is, don't get carried away with that. Don't be like, okay, this is perfect. I don't need to do anything. I can just sit back and everything's going to be fine from this point out. Unfortunately, life doesn't work that way. There's always going to be ups and downs. The degrees will suffer, but the degrees will be different. The degrees of ups and downs will change as you grow, as you change, but the more coping mechanisms that you have in place, and the thinking back on how you've gotten through things in the past, it makes you stronger for the next time there's a situation to get through. And if you're headed on the right path for your individual life, you'll there will still be problems as you go along, but they seem to be littler problems or different problems, easily more adaptable problems. Look, put it this way: if you keep suffering the same situations, the same problems, the same outcomes with people and jobs, and there's obviously something there that needs to change. Okay, so you're always going to have problems, but if it's the same problems again and again and again, you're obviously not learning something. But I digress. This is just enjoy this good spree, but don't get carried away. Don't get too carried away in the fantasy that everything's going to be okay and never going to have to worry again. Not real. Nobody lives like that. Okay, the next card over is the Younger Woman card upside down. Gender and sex aside, gender aside and age aside, this is the younger woman breaks free of her problems and is breaking free of chains. This upside down can actually talk about imprisonment. It can be talking about being bound or tied down, locked in contracts, all of this sort of thing. However, in this particular spread, what I'm getting drawn to is you putting a lot of expectations on yourself. You tying yourself down to, look, this is going to be a bit confusing, so bear with me. But sometimes when something is working and we're like, okay, this is great, this relationship is great, this job is great, this where I live is great, we kind of trap ourselves into that, thinking that this is great and it's always going to be great. Not always the case. You might be in a great relationship and then somebody, you know, you become blind to the fact that this person is now starting to cheat on you. This job is great, but in comes new management and things change. This location I live in is great, but then the neighbors build, you know, a block of flats next to you. This is kind of like, don't trap yourself into a situation that you believe is really great right now. Enjoy it, but be open-minded that things still can change. Not for the bad. I'm not just getting you to concentrate on the bad here. They can actually change in a better way. Maybe you think that this is the perfect job and you couldn't be happier, and then along comes another opportunity that, because you haven't tied yourself down, you can take this other great opportunity that's an advancement and you move. So this is like, don't put pressure on yourself. Don't lock yourself down. Don't commit to anything longer than you have to. Like, again, if you're moving into a rental property, obviously you need to sign a lease for 6 months or a year. Don't sit there and go, I love this place, I'm always going to want to live here, I'm going to sign a lease for 10 years. Don't overextend yourself in that sense. Next card over is the work card. Now, it's upside down, so plenty of people will go, oh, that's negative. But it's actually, I am actually getting, you don't need to worry about work at this stage. Like, it's going to be fine. There's a lot of good stuff around you. And even if this situation that we're talking about has nothing to do with work, and then you got to be like, oh, I gotta go to work, I feel like you're just going to naturally have that energy where you're like, oh, shut up, Karen, I don't want to hear your voice today. And like, you know, the people that are the toxic people. So it's kind of like, you don't need to worry about work. If there is work involved in the situation that we've been talking about, as in you need to do your job, but when you come home there needs to be study, or you need to do advertising towards your project or whatever, it's kind of like, don't worry about it, it's going to be totally fine, you're going to get through it, you got this. Now the final card for your reading tonight is the elderly couple card. So this is kind of a timeline card. It kind of says long lasting. So this goodness and this change that's coming for you, it is going to be a good change, and it is going to be long lasting. So in that sense, even though I've just spent most of your reading saying don't get too carried away, still stand by that, because just because this change is long lasting, it doesn't mean it's the identical thing that's happening right now is going to be the thing that lasts for 100 years. You know, like I said, it could be just a stepping stone into something better and something better and something better. So again, don't lock yourself in and just go, this is it, this is what's going to be this great thing. No, it's just that this change of energy that's in your life right now is also changing you as a person, and it's a positive change that's going to be a positive change for the rest of your life. Okay, so it's not the individual situation that is going to last forever, it's the changes that you're taking with you, it's the techniques and coping mechanisms that you're learning and taking with you, and the experience and the wisdom, which is the other card, which is the other point with the elderly card. The elderly card also is about wisdom, the wise. It's not talking about education, it's talking about wisdom, life lessons. People get those two things mixed up, but there's a difference between education and wisdom. Okay, guys, I really hope that helped. If you do want a full reading, you can get me at thegreenspsychic@gmail.com. Otherwise, please continue to like and share the video on YouTube and TikTok. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, I will go live and be able to answer questions more frequently. But in the meantime, keep an eye out for the Wednesday video and possibly the Friday video. Hope that helped. See you guys.